It's Chris here today from Huckabones Equipment. We're going to talk a little bit about an Open Station 7060 that's going to be delivered to a customer here very shortly. The reason we kind of picked this one is a very standard package for us, so we're going to give a little bit of an overview of the unit and kind of why the customer chose this package for his needs. Yeah, so starting at the front of the tractor, dealing with 7060, you get a choice of buckets, either 72 or an 82 inch. We generally sell the 82 inch because it makes it a little bit wider than the tractor itself, so it gives you a little bit of room if you're in and around your stalls or something in the barn. Make sure that you're a little bit out further than what the tractor is itself, so you're not rubbing tires. We carry a lot and sell a lot of pallet forks with them. They're probably the most handy tool you can have for the front of a tractor. Again, anything from moving bales to just anything, basically. You know, if you get out in the bush and stuff like that, moving logs. Even I've seen them all bent to hell and stuff like that from pulling stumps and everything like that. So no, very handy piece of equipment to have with any size tractor, let alone a 7060, is a set of pallet forks. These ones in particular from HLA, they lift about 5,500 pounds. And whenever you have a loader that lifts about 3,500, you don't really have to worry too much about bending them. So moving on to the loader on the 7060, you have two choices. You either go with the Kubota loader or the Allo M21. 9 times out of 10 here, we're selling the Allo. So the reason for that is it gets you an extra year of warranty over the Kubota, as well as it's just a nicer unit. The Kubota loader functions properly, but it's lacking in certain aspects to it, to the fits and finishes to it, compared to an Allo. Allo makes loaders for everybody. That's what they do. So they have a pretty good idea of what they're doing. So with all that, we like to sell the Allo. A little bit more money up front, but in the long term, a much better loader. Again, as spoken about, your lift capacities are going to be around 3,500 pounds. On a 7060, again, this is the M21. It's the regular loader. They have the M26, which is the self-leveling. And again, you'll tell the difference. There'll be a black bar up top there from a distance that'll let you know that it's a self-leveling. After that, they always come with a nice tool carrier under here. And then you'll see that all the grease fittings have the nice teardrop caps over them, keep it nice and clean whenever you're dealing with sand and stuff. So we sell a lot of third functions with it to help out with the ag industry and stuff like that, you know, grapples and such. And after that, then we get into the soft ride for the loader. You know, that really helps with taking the bounce out of it. So again, we strongly recommend getting soft ride whenever you're doing the same application over and over, especially whenever you're feeding, you know, turning to the left all the time and then going down a bouncy trail to dump the bale in. It really takes that bounce out of it, so it really helps the operator as well as the tractor itself with that front end. You know, it's about a $1,000 option, worth every penny in the long term. The soft ride is fully adjustable, and you can turn it on and off, because the one drawback to a soft ride is whenever you're trying to back drag or trying to put down pressure down, it will fight you on that, but otherwise it's a great option to have. One other thing for Canada up here is anything over 70 horsepower is going to have Allo quick attach or Euro quick attach, whereas in the States, I know you guys run up to about 110 horsepower before you switch over from skid steer to Allo. So a little bit different that way of our setups, but again, both systems work just fine. So dealing with the tires themselves, you'll see here we have the widest radials we can get on these. Great tire. We have a few 7060s out there now with you know, 3,500, 4,000 hours on the original set, so they wear great. Again, whenever you get that wide stance on it, it makes it a nice looking tractor, as well as the actual functionality of it increases, where you don't have to worry too much about making those deep divots whenever you're trying to get down the trail and stuff like that. One other thing we do here at Huckabones Equipment is we load all the tires, whether you get a BX or right up to the M6s, we load them. So this one, we always put Agarlim in them. Agarlim is a new product, or newer product, that's non-corrosive. So you don't have to worry about it going through your tube and then corroding your rim or issues like that. So it makes life a little bit easier on the operator. And again, you'll see it in this particular unit, and pretty much everyone here, is we always order them with the cast centers. Again, adds a little bit of expense to the tractor, worth every penny, because like I spoke about earlier, your lift capacity on that loader about 3,500 pounds. So without cast centers and loaded tires, you are never going to approach that ability. You're going to max out at around 2,000 pounds, maybe even less, and that back end is going to come up on you. So especially with an 82-inch bucket, like that's an oversized bucket for it, so you really want to watch your weights, because Whenever this is a cab tractor with the loaded tires and cast centers, it weighs about 10,000 pounds. So we've put her over the scales a few times at that. It always varies by about 100 pounds, but right around that. So this open station sitting here is going to be about about 85 to 8,700 pounds. So you really want to make sure that you load your tires and have your cast centers so you get the full use of the tractor. It makes it a nice package that way as well. And dealing on the tractor itself, this is the first unit for Kubota that's over the 60 horsepower, which here means that it's tax exempt. So it kind of keeps the cost down for the customers. They either make it in 8-speed or 12-speed. We strongly recommend the 12-speed. The reason for that is it gets you a larger hydraulic pump. Again, so your cycle times on your loader are a little bit quicker. And then after that, you also have your 4 extra gears, which is nice whenever you're doing a lot of work. Again, it does add a little bit of cost over the 8-speed, so you want to be mindful of that. Again, whenever it comes down to budget, everybody has one. The 8-speed is going to be a little bit less money, but the 12-speed gives you, like I said, a bigger hydraulic pump as well as more gears to choose from. Dealing on the tractor itself, this is the deluxe tractor, so you'll see that it has the rubber floor mat. There's really no hump in it. It does actually come with a nice seat. You can even upgrade the seat to an air ride. After that, one real nice thing about it, and we'll do a close-up of it, is the park brake itself. It is off to the side. A little bit finicky to get it in and out sometimes when you're first using it, but it's really handy because if you have multiple operators, you can't drive away and park. It's hard to describe how handy that is until you experience having to split your tractor because somebody drove away with the park brake on and had some issues in the rear end. Some of the other small benefits of a 7060 is you can put every time you touch the brakes, the 4-wheel drive comes on, which is awesome because Kubota isn't sure what application you're going to be using it for. So they don't know if you're going to have a load of hay bales behind you or just going down the road yourself. So it's nice whenever you hit the brakes, it'll stop that much quicker whenever it jumps into 4-wheel drive. It has the RPM lock on it as well. So they'll show you in the literature and stuff like that is whenever you're baling hay, it locks in your RPM. So if you're going up and down hills and you want to keep it at 2,500 RPM, it's going to stay at that and then speed up and slow down the tractor as you're going up and down those hills. So it's a few little functions like that make it a beautiful tractor, make it easy to use. They all come with a wet clutch, which means you don't have to clutch to go forward reverse. Makes it easier on the operator, especially if you're doing loader applications, going forward reverse all day long. You'll really enjoy that. After that, we touch base on the seat. It is fully adjustable. Whether your customer is 6'2" or 5'5", you're going to be quite comfortable moving it back and forth on that. Again, whether you go with the air ride or just the standard suspension seat. One of the other options we've got to touch base with on the loader was the hydraulic disconnect. Not too popular, but as soon as you sell one, they never go back. Right from, especially if you're switching buckets once or twice a day, especially in the ag industry, you're going to see that. It just makes life so much simpler on yourself. Doing that, you're not getting on and off and everything like that. It really saves the knees whenever it's just a flick of the button from your joystick and it releases the pins so that you can take your bucket on and off. And again, you can always get the canopy up top too. Keep you a little bit more comfortable, keep you out of the sun. Again, you got to watch it in and around trees and stuff, but keeps you a little bit more comfortable whenever it's beating down on you in the summer months. So talking about the Pride RCR 1872, so that means it's 18 series 72 inches wide. 18 series means that it's going to have a 2-inch capacity to it, so you're going to cut that 2-inch material. Again, I always make the comment that you're not going to go out there with a measuring tape and make sure that's only 2 inches wide. So basically it means if you can drive over it, it's going to knock it down. So which is nice whenever you're out doing some work because it just means you just go all day and look back and you're done. There's not, you haven't destroyed your cutter or anything like that. It is slip clutch. Again, we don't sell too many shear bolts. Shear bolts are a little bit cheaper, but again, you're gonna run into issues whenever you have to, whenever you break a shear bolt, it always kind of takes away the fun of the afternoon, whenever you have to spend half an hour taking a bolt in and out, especially if it's stuck in. So after that, it's just a nice simple cutter. It's a 2-blade system like they all are with a stump jumper under there. It just functions properly. The reason we go with a 72-inch and not wider on this is cost-wise. The 84-inch gets expensive. It gets wide and expensive. Again, now you're dealing with about 8 inches on each side overhang, so it is nice whenever you want to get up around your tree line or something like that, or fence line, but every other application it can get a little bit difficult to make sure you're not hitting things like rocks and everything. So also the 84-inch gets quite heavy, whereas the 72 just works with the 7060 and also with your Grandels. So dealing with the 3-point hitch on a 7060, you got great lift capacities on that because it has the external cylinders, as well as being deluxe. It's very easy to adjust your side-by-side movements, as well as you have the extendable ends for removing any implement on the rear end. One thing we always wish that Kubota would come out with, and they have started to on your M4 Deluxes, is the buttons to lower and lift your 3-point hitch. They do have options now. We're looking forward to adapting that to work with all the 7060s, but currently it is just available on your M4 Deluxe or M5s. So that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a really good overview of what the OpenStation 7060 12-speed can offer you. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave them in the comments down below, and like and subscribe.